Hello there, Gemini. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of April 15th through the 21st. I have already cleared your cards for the reading, just putting on the final finishing shuffle. This is a general reading, so not everything that I see here will apply to every single Gemini who watches this video. If you would like to have a private reading, feel free to contact me with my contact information that's on my website. You can find that at www.amista.info. There's Miss Lorraine. Hello, hello. Glad to see you, my dear. If you have a question for me at the end of this reading, I am going to be answering one question. I'll let Spirit nudge me as to which question. But if you want to pop it in there while I'm still reading, because as soon as I get done, I'm going to read through questions and pick one. Excuse me. See what you guys have today. Cool. That's a good question. Awesome. Thank you, Lorraine. Let me get started with Gemini's reading. Gemini, first off, what I'm looking at is your environment, and these are main themes for the week. So when I'm looking at your environment, what I have showing up is that there's something that you've been pretty insecure about with your environment. I don't know if you didn't know if you were going to like re-sign a lease, or if you didn't know if you could buy a house, or if there's something going on at work with the environment there. But there's something going on in an environment where you were feeling pretty insecure. And now, through this week, something's going to be happening that helps you to feel much more secure and settled about that environment. And an environment is any place where you have energy or effort invested. It doesn't have to just be home, it could be work, school, etc. Next, I'm looking at your subconscious leanings, the main theme for the week, Geminis. And what I have is there's something going on in your life that you don't feel necessarily so good about. You're not so sure that this is really the way to handle things or the way to go. And so I think your subconscious is working on, okay, what would be the way to handle things or the way to go in that situation, and trying to figure out a way to bring you into your own integrity as far as that situation goes. All right. Now, learning style and communication style. Geminis, I really feel like a lot of your learning right now centers around esoteric type things. So you may be learning some things actually by using your intuition, by doing some readings, by just following your gut instinct when it comes to this week's main theme for learning. And as far as communication, I feel like you're really trying to communicate in a way that brings light and happiness and joy to the people around you. You want your communication to be truly helpful and beneficial as you're moving through the week. Next thing that we have coming up talks to me about work. So work for me comes up as two different things. It comes up as that way that we make a living, but it also comes up to me as those things that we do to improve our own character. So first we'll talk about how you make a living. Gemini. Mm. Geminis, it looks to me like you're feeling really stuck this week with how you make a living. You're feeling like you have no way out of what it is that you're doing to make a living. And yet at the same time, you do have your eyes on the rest of the world and the other opportunities that are out there. You're looking. You're looking. What else could I do? Where else could I go to make my living? Okay, so you're becoming aware of what kind of possibilities there might be there. Even though you're feeling stuck, you're starting to think maybe there's something. Maybe if I look around, maybe I can find something. All right. So, and remember, this is a general reading. Not every energy I see here applies to every single person. The other thing that I have coming up as far as work, we're looking at inner work. And I feel like you guys are exploring some new things, discovering some new things, and you are checking them out to see if they're really for real or not. Maybe some of you have just been turned on to the metaphysical and you're starting to get serious enough to start trying to apply that to your life just to see if there's anything to this or not. Maybe this is about something else, but you're definitely applying something to your life to check it out. That's your inner work, as you're looking at I really feel like this is spiritual expansion or spiritual growth. You are reaching out in your spirit to see what is out there that you can connect with. All right, let's see. It is. It's a large peace sign. It kind of hangs a little too low for the camera, doesn't it? All right, so let's see. Maybe that's better. Sort of better. All right, so now let's look at the next card here. What we have coming up next for you, Geminis, talks about that thing in which you are growing or expanding, or that part of your personality which is growing or expanding during the week. And the theme coming up here is that you are finding new ways to be positive about things. Maybe you're even finding new things to be positive about. That's where you're growing and expanding. Finding appreciation, expressing appreciation, all of those types of things. The next thing I'm looking at talks to me about those things that you stand for. Does look to me like you are collaborating with somebody else on some kind of project, and I guess somebody's giving you trouble about it. Why are you doing that? Ugh. I don't know what they're even saying, but you're having to stand up for yourself for collaborating with this other person or with this group of persons on the project. So that's what we have coming up as what you stand for, how other people perceive you. At least one person on the outside is looking at you and seeing you as somebody that is getting ready to make a decision. And that decision has to do with keeping things status quo or going out and starting something totally, completely different and new. So they see you on the verge of making a decision one way or the other. You're definitely trying to keep positive. Cool, cool, Lorraine. Right? Well, inner work I have never found inner work to be really easy unless I use the Reiki on it. But I'm a Reiki junkie. So let's see. Lesson or experience of the week for the Geminis. I really see you guys coming in as being the alchemist. This is your lesson or experience. This is the thing that sort of starts to change the energy of the week. Generally, this is going to be something that happens Thursday-ish, late Wednesday, early Friday, Thursday sometime. So there's something that you're wanting to manifest, some kind of target or goal that you're wanting to reach, and you're actually pulling it off on Thursday-ish. As you are becoming this alchemist, making these things happen that you want to happen, there are a couple of things going on. First of all, you're interacting with, and I feel like a lot of you are collaborating with, or at least reporting to, somebody who is in authority, and they're a really good person to have in authority. There's somebody that they're a good friend to have in your corner. They have integrity. They're not going to throw you under the bus over anything. They're not going to be trying to steal your thunder or take your credit. This is somebody who is going to be making sure that things are run well. They have a lot of integrity. And as long as you're doing things with integrity, you're going to get along well with this person. And I feel like that's what's going on here. As you're manifesting, you've got this person's attention. They're seeing that you're able to pull these things off that, are good and that are positive. And so I feel like as this person is paying attention to you, you're starting to learn more about actually how to manifest and make things happen. And you're starting to feel some appreciation from other people, just as you also during the week are feeling appreciation for other people and other things in your life. Now, the other thing that we have going on is I think the attention of this other person, this authority figure, really solidifies your dedication to making things happen. Whatever this was that you created, this goal or this manifestation, I think that this is just part of it. I think that there's more that you want to do. It's like steps, like, okay, I've manifested this step. Now I want to move on to this step. And so you are dedicated to continuing that process and moving forward in the evolution. And then the end of the week, what we have coming up, you've got some really big transformation happening at the end of the week. And I feel like this transformation is all tied to this manifestation that you've been doing. You're starting to see that as you bring this manifestation forward, there are some things in your life that have to be adjusted, tweaked, changed to make room for this manifestation. And so there are some changes going on. so that you can continue forward with this manifestation process. All right. So that's what I've got for you, Geminis, for the week. Thank you so much for being here. Kay Prattis, hello, hello. It can be difficult to find people with integrity. You're absolutely right, Lorraine. Or to know for sure if somebody has it when they seem to. It keeps you guessing when they're fickle, that's for sure. Okay, so Lorraine wants to know, will tomorrow's excursion be fun and successful for all? That's a good way to do it, Kay Prattis. Fun and successful for all. What I'm hearing is a yes. I'm just throwing cards to see what's coming out of this. It's going to be healing, too. I've got 2 cards, actually, that talk about healing, so I like it. You know, it looks to me like with 2 cards talking about healing, this excursion, you could be kind of on the fence about, ooh, I don't know. It could be really good or it could be really bad. But the very first thing that comes up talks about healing. So I think that there is going to be some emotional healing, or maybe this excursion has to do with healing itself. Maybe you're going to, a nice hot mineral spring or something. But anyway, there's definitely some healing showing up there. I do have a couple of characters showing up. I've got somebody who is very comfortable with her emotions. She may even be somebody who gives and lets the other people have priority over her a lot of times. So that's going to be one of your characters there. Maybe a little bit codependent, maybe a little bit too giving, that type of person, but somebody who really has a good heart and is very pleasant to be around. And then the other person that we have coming up looks to me like a younger person. And this is somebody who is very quick witted, likes to have a lot of fun, jokes around a lot, has a pretty good sense of ego. They don't think too highly of themselves, but they also don't have bad self-esteem either. So this is somebody also who is very pleasant to be around in a different type of way. They're much more laughing, joking type of person than the other personality that we have showing up here. And it looks to me like these 2 people are going to be actually making a decision to move forward in a good way in this excursion or in this trip. And they're actually deciding to heal and to mend a situation where there was some kind of emotional injury back and forth between the 2 of them. So this looks like a really, really positive excursion to me, Miss Lorraine. Chris, actually, at the end of the weeklies, I just answer one question, and Lorraine was the only one that had a question up whenever I finished up for Gemini. So that was the question that I answered. I hear you, Lorraine, about needing a hot mineral springs. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out, guys. I really do appreciate keeping me fresh and on my toes. Everyone have